advisors from the Florida Innovation Hub here in Gainesville. What we need now is seed funding to help take us into Series A funding. We're looking to improve our web portal and looking into patenting our interface and some of our analytics platform, as well as helping us with some customer acquisition. Thank you.
Next on stage. Go, Joe. He was hesitant to apply, by the way.
So we are Gojo, which is the Jimmy John's of coffee, but better. The problem is getting coffee here at the University of Florida as a student. Today, at 2 o'clock, this was the picture outside of Starbucks at Library West on the left-hand side. The line actually comes outside of the restaurant. Also, it's harder to see, but that's a picture from the inside. I apologize for the blur. I didn't want to look too sketchy sitting there taking pictures of everybody in line. But this is the problem. And today, could you not, I promise you, at the top left, this isn't my graduate class statistics, the student is passed out, head down. This is another picture from about a week ago. Here are the facts. 40% of college students drink coffee at least once a day. I asked at Starbucks, that same one with the line out the door, that students were actually pausing at the line and continuing on because the line was too long in between class. I asked those Starbucks employees, how much coffee itself, do you sell each day? Not frappuccinos or anything else. They said in the morning, from that one location alone, they sell 2 cups every minute. They said they would average probably 1,000 cups of coffee a day at one location, and during exam week, that can go up to as high as 2,000 cups of coffee a day. The solution is an application called Gojo. You sign in with Facebook. We know exactly, here's the icon of the picture. We know exactly where you're located already. Your credit card is saved to the app, and you input how many creams and how many sugars you would like. How are we going to do this? You may be thinking, bicycle coffee doesn't make sense. It does. We have attachable seat posts that go onto every bicycle, and we have saddlebags that hang. And we are strapping Stanley thermoses, airtight sealed thermoses, 2 to 3 on each bike. Now each one of these thermoses can carry 4 to 5 cups of coffee. And this is 16 ounce, so you're getting a medium quality cup of coffee. And it is faster than Jimmy John's, which averages $7 7 minutes of delivery. So we can get you coffee to your seat in under 5 minutes. We also have a tracking feature so you can see the coffee coming to your seat. And the best part of this application is in the app you can input how you would like to be notified as your coffee comes to you. So, for example, if you're in the, studying maybe out in a courtyard somewhere, you could get a phone call, but it'll mostly be used for text messages to your seat in class. Now, you have already paid for it through the application with one click of the button, how many creams, how many sugar. You don't have to talk to the delivery guy. So you could argue that this is less of a distraction than getting up to go to the bathroom because the door has to open and close twice in that situation. With Gojo, you get up and at the door, because your Facebook profile is up, we already know what you look like, you already paid for it, so all the delivery guy does is simply extend his arm, pouring the cup right in front of you. Our revenue stream. You might be thinking this is expensive. It's not. $3 a cup of coffee delivered to you right where you're sitting right now. We also have valuable data we're collecting, and we can leverage this platform to any other service in the area. We could provide donuts possibly, or whatever small shops want to include their product, we can supply. Our goal is to build this into customers' daily routine, and we would like to eventually have a reward or subscription model as well. Here are some projections. We stayed very, very conservative at 800 cups of coffee a month, which means 200 cups of coffee a week and only about 30 cups of coffee a day. Now, I think we can deliver 30 cups of coffee from 8 to 9, 8 to 10 in the morning, especially with 2 or 3 drivers working. But very, very conservatively, you can see most of our percentage of cost goes to labor, and we are estimating 22 grand in the first year. That is extremely conservative, but it's cash flow positive. And as you can see, our cost per cup is 66 cents with labor included. Now, our go-to-market strategy. How are we going to do this? Well, we're starting right here on Sorority Row, going to each sorority house and announcing our new service, telling each sorority that we have a discount just for their sorority, and we are right here is Norman Hall Library, for those of you who are familiar with it. So where most of the sorority girls actually go. So we are going to hone the model by launching exactly in that library only. To make sure the delivery time is exceptional, we'll probably be brewing it in the parking lot. But that is where we would like to start. And then we would like to move to this top quadrant of the campus, particularly the business school. And the business school because in the Huff Graduate Hall, where I take most of my classes, the coffee shop there opens at 8 in the morning, which is an hour after first period, and it closes at 3 in the afternoon. So they're missing out on a ton of coffee sales. The next closest place to this graduate hall is right up here, which doesn't look far, but to a student, it's a little walk, especially guys on scooters. And that's the Starbucks place that I had showed you a picture of that has an exceptionally long line. So believe it or not, it is actually difficult to obtain a cup of coffee, especially as a business student at the University of Florida. Then we want to go to graduate halls, dorms, the Alligator, student government, and pretty much be all over the University of Florida. And the reason we're targeting primarily college campuses is because at home you have coffee, and in most offices you have coffee. But students do not have the opportunity to get coffee, as some may believe. So what we need is $500,000 to scale this as fast as possible. We want to hit 20 schools in the next year and a half, and only target schools that have 25,000 students or more. Our exit strategy is to either franchise or to sell this platform to others, to a Starbucks, to a Dunkin' Donuts, etc. Once not only we have this software, but we have owned the logistics and operation model. That's good, Joe.
Of course, that does make us wonder about Gojo's cousin, Go Bud. Or beer delivery, right? Okay, so now we have one company left. Electricity in the air.
And for all of you who are not on this page, I want you to know that we really appreciate your effort in entrepreneurship, and we hope that you really did get something out of this day by the mentorship of the fantastic people that were mentoring you. So that being said, Eric Cost.
Woo! Eric Cost.
All right. Welcome to Paracosm. My name is Amir Rubin. I am Chief Parakeet. The Paracosm's mission is to 3Dify the world. And the whole goal of doing a 3D model of every place on Earth is because a 3D model links the physical world we sit in to mobile computing devices. We allow software to understand the world. So let's talk concretely. You know, Roomba vacuums your house, but he's a dumb little robot. You know, we have location-based apps based on GPS. Nest monitors your temperature, but we have this incredible wave of next-generation technologies that are about to hit 2014. We have, you know, telepresence robots that are going to be running around our houses, wearable computing devices, and none of them are aware of their environment. So Paracosm is going, you know, what we're seeking to do is to create a software platform that will allow people to quickly scan a room, you turn it into a 3D map, and now your dumb Roomba becomes Rosie the robot. You know, or maybe iRobot's newest telepresence robot can navigate a hospital so that I can, you know, a doctor in Sweden can visit, you know, a patient in their room in, you know, in Africa. You know, go visit patient Jones. The robot knows where to go because we've pre-digested the environment. Augmented reality glasses, Google Glass. By allowing these glasses to see the real world, we send the data to our cloud. We know exactly what you're looking at. Visually impaired person can walk into a building that we 3D mapped, and they will be able to see, because the augmented reality goggles locate them precisely in the real world, and we send auditory feedback to this person. You know, you can map out your living room at home and place, you know, all your favorite IKEA furniture in your house. There's a little mock-up of our system. And so what our platform specifically is, it's a system that builds upon these Microsoft Kinect style depth cameras, and it allows us to scan a room so that we can create a 3D environment. And so this is a very complicated process. I'll show a demo in 1 second, but it's a long roadmap to get here. You know, we're breaking new ground. The reason this is only possible is because mobile computing power has only recently been available and powerful enough to handle this, and these 3D depth sensors are only recently available. So our product roadmap kind of marches us down this engineering path to achieve this goal. Our first step is building 3D models of the environment. And so concretely, we scan a room, upload it to our cloud, we process it, we automatically extract the floor plan, the objects, kind of create a video game world. And that's only step one, our first feature. But you know, we're marching towards a new market in 2 years. We need to make money right away. So we plan on commercializing this 3D modeling to the enterprise building information modeling market, and we're currently in beta, which I'll talk to that next slide. But we plan on being having our first sales to this market in Q1, January 2014. So the next step of our phase is navigation, where we develop an API to allow robots and augmented reality to localize and explore these 3D environments, and that happens towards the end of 2014. And the reason the end of 2014 is special is because this is when we are very confident that these 3D depth sensors will become standard equipment on mobile devices. We're building for the future here. And then once our final feature is way off into the future, we won't really touch on it today, but that's fully immersive 3D environments. So 3D mapping, what exactly is it? So this is a model of our office. You can see it's like sort of a dollhouse downward-looking view. This is an impossible photograph. You can only get a view like this from a 3D model, like a floor plan bird's eye view. We walked around our office 5 minutes with the camera, uploaded it to our cloud, we have a 3D model. And in fact, one of our early building modeling customers is working with retail spaces, and so we also modeled the downtown Quickie Mart. I don't know if you can see the store, and we can walk through the store. You can see the M&Ms at the cash register. You can see the register. I can see bags of chips. I can measure distances from the register to the bag of chips. You know, I can jump around like a video game. Fully immersive environment. And so, currently, no way, doesn't exist. We're the only ones that can do this right now. The alternative, what professionals in the building modeling industry are doing, is they're using laser scanners, which is just completely impractical for all but the most heavy-duty industrial applications. So we've made a lot of contact with companies doing building surveys. An office our size would take a day of scanning, 2 days of modeling. They bill out $2 grand a day to use and process this data at $6,000. Our system, 15 minutes is an exaggeration. This is 5 minutes of scanning, uploaded to our server, and we'll charge $600. Of course, our direct cost is $1 because it's cloud processing time. And so we're, based on our demos alone, Esri, the world's leading maker of geographic information system software, signed us up for their emerging business partner platform. We've already gone out to California several times to attend their conferences. They give us free booth space. The entire industry for building modeling is moving indoors. This is the huge trend in this industry. Esri's connected us to the DC Department of Transportation, NASA Langley, which is the forefront thought leader in this. And right now, all they have is laser scanners. The only people who can afford this are DOT and NASA, and they use it to scan industrial facilities where a high pressure pipe exploding takes down a facility, or an oil rig being out of plumb collapses the oil rig. It's too expensive to use for day-to-day applications. So the building information market is expected to grow to $6 billion in 2020. The 3D scanning market, with just this current system of scanning, is shooting up to $4 billion in a few years. And what's driving these huge adoption rates are the fact that laser scanners, and there's a big laser scanning company in Orlando, they introduced a disruptive laser scanner to the market to service this industry. It's called the Ferrofocus, and they've gone 4 years on the market. They've hit $100 million a year of sales selling a $50,000 laser scanner. We want to walk in and say, hey, buy this $200, we don't call it a toy, $200 consumer-grade camera, walk around, and not only is it $200, you take 10 minutes what it takes you to do 3 days. And so building maps is an incredible disruption to this enterprise 3D mapping market. And because of this, we have a competitor starting to pop up in this space, but no one's conquered this yet. These are all Silicon Valley companies and all venture backed. No one's made it to market yet. We're all racing each other. But ultimately, they're all building custom hardware platforms that none of them are able to handle large-scale areas. Instead of spending our time building hardware and getting articles written about us on TechCrunch, we've been nose down building a software platform to allow large area mapping. Like, none of these systems can map a room this large. To us, this is a small room. And not only that, we are completely handheld, and more importantly, which we'll touch on later, we support allowing multiple people to map collaboratively. And the reason that's so critical is, revenue model, is that we allow, even for large areas, we allow multiple people to cover very large areas. So time is of the essence in these applications. You saw our Quickie Mart demo before. Quickie Mart, you have to be in and out 5 minutes. Customers are there all day. Office environments, people are working, and people are on the clock. So we allow, for a large area space, to have a team of unskilled labor pop in and out, map quickly. We charge monthly recurring based on usage. So wrapping up, for our localization API, PrimeSense is one of our big partners. They're offering us booth space at CES. And at this stage, at the end of 2014, we transitioned from a B2B model to B2C. And one of our biggest partners is Motorola Mobility, which is currently paying us an $80,000 a month contract to customize our system. We're back by Tony Shay's venture fund. That's all we got. That's it.
Okay, so with that, we appreciate you guys participating and watching. We'll find out who the winner is during dinner. Please head out and have a glass of wine or beer or a soda, and get ready for dinner shortly.